All right, we will continue our post-race availability here in the Media Center. We now welcome Sam Hornish, who is finished in the third position here. This is his first top 10 finish in 2 races at Watkins Glen. He is the top finishing series regular here today in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. He won his first NASCAR National Series pole earlier today. Currently sits third in the series point standing, a career best. Sam, talk a little bit about the race out there today.
A little wild, but I don't know how it looked for you guys. But for me out there, racing with I raced with Carl and Kyle most of the day, and they were beating each other up pretty good out there. And I had fun having the ability to be in the front row seat to it and the benefit of it a couple times. So it's nice to have cars that run as good as they do. The Penske guys are really continuing to go above and beyond with what they give us as far as race cars go. And one of the really good things about it is the engine shop is, they're full bore and giving us some real good stuff. I actually missed a shift and over-revved the engine on one of them, and I was nervous about whether or not it was going to make it to the end, and never stuttered. And I'm talking about a big over-rev, so just thankful that we got out of here with a third-place finish, that the engine kept running all day long, and thankful that we got good guys putting things together for us.
Okay, we'll take questions for Sam. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start right over here to our right.
Joe Mink from the Star-Gazette. You were running up front with a lot of guys who weren't in the points race. So what was your mindset where they basically had nothing to lose if things got out of hand, and where if you got caught up and it could have been hurt pretty bad?
Well, I mean, you got some of the best guys in the business, plus the points don't matter to them. So, I mean, you got a double threat there with them. But the restarts were the biggest thing for me, was just being able to get through the restarts. And I felt like, we probably gave up a couple positions here and there, just being a little bit overly cautious. But, I mean, that's what you got to do. I felt like we knew that today was the day that we were going to have an opportunity to gain on the championship points lead. So when we can have days like this and be smart about the things that we do, it always helps when you have a good handling race car to allow you to do that. But we want to win races, but we know that we need to get top fives, and we need to be consistent before that happens. And that you don't need to win every race to win the championship. You just got to be smart and be very consistent, and that's what we've been able to be so far. So guys on the pit crew have done a good job, and Carl and Kyle were really beating and banging there for a little while, and it was it's fun to watch from my point of view, because it's good hard racing, and it's unfortunate that not everybody gets that front row seat for it, because it was pretty hairy out there for a little while today, and just fun racing. I had a great time out there, and I don't think I was mad at any point in time. I just went out there and tried to do the best that we could, and I had a really good time running today. Third is my best road course finish in the Nationwide Series, so got to be happy with it. Obviously you want a little bit more, and feel bad for the captain didn't get a win today. Had his cars lead most of the laps, but at the end of the day, a second and a third's not a bad day.
Okay, we'll take our next question right here from Jim.
Jim Uttershaw, Observer. Sam, I think this is the highest you've ever been in the Nationwide Series points. You're obviously contending for a championship in this series. Over the last several weeks, how has it been maintaining your focus on a championship here while running the 22 car, and have you found that it's detracted in any way, or have you found that it's actually helped you in some ways? I
think the added track time helps. Some of the focus thing probably hurts, so I think it's evening itself out right now. I feel like we try to be very smart, take care of our sponsors that are helping us on the Nationwide side while we fill in over on the Cup side, and trying to do the best that we can. And I feel like these weekends where we actually run at the same track, it's a lot easier, because I can talk to my crew chiefs, I can talk to the spotters. I'm running the same track. It just makes everything a lot easier. But I guess with how we've been running with the Nationwide Series since we've done it, I feel like we've turned the corner. We brought some new stuff as far as race cars go, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly, whether it's the hard work being put in at the shop, or it's getting more track time. But I think it's a combination of all that stuff, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to do it. And if we can run half as good tomorrow as what we did today, I'll be really excited about that.
All right, we'll take one right here from Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. This is a follow-up to Jim's question. Do you feel like you're auditioning every time you get behind the wheel? And have they said anything to you beyond foreseeable future as far as prospects for the 22 car?
I felt like I was auditioning for 3 years when I was in the Cup Series before. So at this point in time, I just, what the car will give me, I take. And sometimes I go a little bit more than that, but I try not to drive more than one corner at a time over driving it. But I've just, I feel like I've tried to be real smart about it. You know, I know that this is one of the things that Brad told me, you know, is continued to tell me last year is, you know, this is really a people sport. You got to have the right people around you. Everybody's got to be able to talk to each other. And if you don't have all that chemistry, you're not gonna make it happen. So I know we're gaining on that on the Cup side. And I feel like our nationwide program, that was one of the things I worked really hard at this year, was having good flow of communication between Chad Walter, Brian Campy, myself, and Chris Osborne, a spotter, and just whatever information that we can take to make ourselves better, that's what we can do. But to answer your question, you know, I feel like, you know, the more I feel like there's any kind of pressure of, you know, having to audition or anything like that, I just got to keep telling myself that, you know, I've got the nationwide ride. You know, I'm doing the right things. You know, it'll come on the Cup side if we get everything, all the pieces put together right. So, you know, continue to learn as much as I can, and don't take too many chances.